We have all seen the battle bubbles, green bubbles or red bubbles with a number in them all over the map. The question I asked myself was, does anyone know what that numbers mean? Do I know what that number means? Yeah, I have kind of a good feeling on how it works, and I understand that green is better than red, but sometimes a battle drags out for way too long, and sometimes a battle just ends and the enemy is through. So in this week's Monday guide, we will look into the green and red bubbles. So let's start with the number. We have the number 48 here, and that's telling you one thing and one thing only. That's how much organization you have compared to the enemy. So if we have 48 or 50%, the enemy and you have equal amount of organization in their troops. Nothing else, nothing more. It's just telling you how much organization you have compared to each other. And it doesn't even look like it here, because it looks like this tank have more organization than this cavalry division, but it has less organization from the start. So we have 28.3% organization left on the tank, and we have 29.6% organization left on this cavalry division. So this is the only thing it means. It's a comparison of organization between you. So the number is an organizational meter of some kind. The next thing that you realize is this is a green bubble. So when the game has made calculations here, it thinks that with these kind of attacks, with these stats, we will win this battle. And we can just hover and see that it estimates that this battle will last less than a day. You can see it in this meter also. So we have two things now. We know that we're winning. We know we have equal organization, and we are winning. We can always go down and realize this looking at this comparison, but this is a quick understanding what's happening right now. We're winning this battle, and we're gonna win it quickly. And if we just check in another battle here, we have a battle that will last for another 7 days. So this is not a battle that will be over quickly. But things can happen in a battle. Now we have 7 days. One of the big things that can happen, if you see my modifier videos, are tactics. So if the tactic change and you get the right tactics, you can make a huge difference with your modifiers. And with that, actually start reducing the number of days that your battle will last. So if you think that the battle is just turning, tactics can be one huge part of it. Another thing is air support. Air support are not always in the battle from the beginning, so it could take a couple of hours before air support kicks in, and air support can really spike your numbers and make the same difference, going from a couple of days down to days or hours, because you get that extra modifier that really makes the numbers rolling. But check out my modifier video for more information about that. But that's two turning points, but they're really more interesting turning points that can really mess up your game. So we're gonna look at reinforcements, because reinforcements really make a difference here. If you remember the calculations, we should have 12% of the total number of organization in this battle. If you look here, we have 15 versus 30. Which is 33% of the total. So 12 is not right according to that, and that's because they calculate with the reserves. So the organization on this side, when we're calculating this number, goes with the reserves. And this means that these reserves need to actually reinforce. They have a 4% chance of reinforcing each hour. And as you see, one reinforced but got killed, the other one got killed off. So the reinforcement rate here will actually decide if we win or lose this battle. If these two would have joined now, we would have lost the battle. They did not. And we broke through, even though we just had a number of 12 in our favor. And that's because the organization was in the reinforced pool and not in the actual battle. Because if you win the battle and the reinforcement haven't joined yet, you will push through. And this can be really hurtful. And this is why if you stack up a lot of units, not everyone will be in the fight. And if you meet hard-hitting units. They will drain the organization of the units in the battle, and they will punch through even though you have 20 units in reserve, and it will look like you have a huge chance of actually winning this. You will have good numbers at least. It doesn't feel like you're gonna lose when you have 82% chance or 82 in that bubble in your favor. But if the reinforcement doesn't get in there, you will lose quickly. And if you want tanks rolling like this, if you want to be better at Hearts of Iron 4, we release one new guide every Monday. We also release one guide every second Thursday on Patreon. We have like 100 guides now on YouTube. We have 35 guides, something like that, on Patreon. We also do live games. We do a lot of stuff. So if you want even more Hearts of Iron 4 games, everything, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell button, do things that you should do, and get on with it. And yeah, I'm gonna get on with it and start going back to the guide. And I just want to give the Polish perspective here. We have 87. Yeah, we have a red bubble, so we're losing, but this doesn't feel hurtful. And bam, they went through. So that's what happens when you get reinforced memed and they really punch through. And even with a balanced battle or a green bubble like this, we're attacking this tank with a lot of units. We have way more organization that they have. We can just roll this battle and see, because this is gonna turn and my units are dying one after another. And we see here, we lost the battle. We started out with a green bubble. Some people think that is good. We can kill off our enemy because we have a lot more units or something like that. If you look at the combat losses here, after that battle, yeah, we had a green bubble, but we lost a lot of equipment. We lost 1200 in 1300 at least, almost, in infantry equipment, support equipment. The enemy lost like one tank, one amphibious tank, one amp-track, yeah, and 3 infantry equipment, and actually captured 174 of us. So there's a lot of things coming into this, if a green bubble is good or bad. If you're fighting in an attritious terrain, like mountains where you're getting a lot of attrition, even if you're green bubbles, you're winning battles, you might be losing a lot of equipment just from attrition. So my standard answer to anyone want to understand if my fighting is gaining equipment or losing equipment in my favor, the combat log here is amazing to just check out what's happening right now. And we'll look at this. Attacking this tank with these units are not favorable at all for the Polish army. We need to do something else. But it also shows attrition. And another thing which I love and have a guide about also is capturing enemy equipment. But that's totally another subject. So attrition matters, damage matters, organization matters less if knowing if this is favorable in a trade-off situation, and hit points matter, but I would say attack is always king in this game. And the last thing I want to show, which is related to this because it's the same calculations, are this one, the theater information telling us that yeah, our offensive is going well. We have problem in 2 other offensives. Everyone else is fine. The thing with this is going also exactly as the bubble calculator does. So we don't have a problem per se. We have red bubbles here and here. This will probably be bubbles that will turn out not turn out in our favor, but as you know, it can be reinforced. It can be a lot of things that makes a difference here. But this one tells us the offensive. We have 2 problems out of 9 attacks, and defensively we have 1 defensive tile here, and that's going fine because it's my heavy tank divisions. Yeah, they won't stand a chance. That's not even close. I would give it like 3 hours and it's done. Yep, there we go. So this is really handy just to understand if you have a huge front like the Eastern Front, how are things going. If you have multiple fronts, like you might have a front in Soviet Union, you might also have a front against Iran, a front against China, or as the UK fronts all over the world and the US. This is really handy to see the theaters. How are they going? Is there something I need to pay attention to right now? Because if we start getting defensive combats here, and we might realize that we need to go there and check out what's happening. Even if it's going good, we might have places that are getting problem with reinforcements or something, so they will start breaking through. And that was it for today. I hope you have enjoyed the guide. I also need to be honest here. I actually had no idea what the number in the bubble stood for. No idea. I had a good feeling. I know about the reinforced meme. I think I knew a lot of stuff and realized while making this guide that I had no idea what the number stood for. So you learn a lot in this game. Doesn't matter if you played for thousands of hours. You don't check out every detail, and that's what I actually like about having this channel, being able to just deep dive with you guys, understand new stuff, learn things from the comment field, everything like that. Even the Patreon Discord, we get a huge amount of interesting stuff and details which we had no idea about before. So continue commenting. Amazing to have you here. I'm rambling again, which I always does, so I'm gonna stop with that thing, and yeah, probably just see you guys next time.